Hey everybody, welcome. I'm seeming to get a warning here saying that I don't have a good stream rate. So let me know what you're seeing. Let me know what you're hearing. I'm also trying a different mic. YouTube's telling me now no data, so that's interesting. Let's see. It says the stream's current bitrate is lower, yet the ATEM says it's pushing out 6.3, 6.2. So it looks like we're pushing out enough. Let's just see if the stream catches up. But in any event, welcome today to Thursday, June 24th, 2021, to the live stream. I'm trying something different today. Like I said, I'm using a different mic. I'm using a lapel mic instead of the Audio-Technica 4040, only for the simple fact that a lot of times in the stream you're moving around, twisting and turning, and that AT4040 is stationary on a boom arm. So I figured wearing the lapel mic, when I move, it moves with me, and then the audio would stay a little bit more consistent. So first off, let me know if you can hear me. Hey, David Grishko. Let's bring up the comments and just say hello. So David Grishko is here. Thank you, David, so much for joining us. I know you're probably working and kind of taking the time out to stop in, so I appreciate that. UTR, hi there, welcome. Zach N, welcome, thank you. Thanks for joining us. David says it looks good. How does it sound, guys? Can you give me a thumbs up if the sound is okay? Is it too low? Do I need to raise it? I'm monitoring it on the ATEM audio page, and it looks like it's okay, but just let me know. So we got 7 people here, so if you are here, just say hey in the comments and let me know where you are from and what your weather is like and things like that, and then we'll get started shortly. We'll just wait a second or two for a few more people to come in. Hey, Mr. Clean, thank you for joining us, and thank you for letting me know about the sound. I really do appreciate that. So if you guys would do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. Lets YouTube know that you like what we're doing here on the channel. It puts the content, the more likes we get, it lets the algorithm know that things are going well, and it puts us out there in front of more people. It just helps the channel to grow, so I do appreciate that. Okay, looks like things have leveled out with YouTube. Again, we're pushing almost 6. The bit rate is 6 megabits, so the condition on YouTube now says excellent, so I'm not really quite sure what that was all about. But again, welcome to today's stream, June 24th, a Thursday, trying something different today. Normally, I go live without any notice. I like to be random about it, and I've said that in the past with all of my live streams, but today, I don't know why, but I just decided let's try something different with the countdown timer page and the little animated video, the 5-minute wait video. Figured we get some people on board ahead of time before we actually go live and see what happens. So I hope you guys like that. I'm sure I'll be modifying that and evolving that as we move forward, but it's just something different. Good morning, Ferris. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And Ferris says, good morning, Tony and Joe. Is Joe here? Is Joe Trelli from Controlling in the chat? If you are, Joe, say hey. Zach says sound is clear. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys taking the time out in the middle of the day. I know most of you are probably working. We have a beautiful 70-degree day here in southeastern North Carolina. It's sunny, it's clear. We've had rain the last couple of days. We had the remnants of that tropical storm, but all is good. We have a nice, like I said, mid-70s day, a little less humid than normal, which is nice for a change. So yeah, All right, so today what I want to talk about, just a couple of things. If you've been following my last couple of live streams, I've been talking about the progress of my house and the build. So we're going to continue that today. We'll do a little something different than I've done in the past two live streams as far as just plopping up a picture and plopping up a floor plan. We did that in the previous two streams. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And I'm not going to focus on it, but just want to touch on it because I've been talking about it all along. So we're just going to continue with that, I guess, until the house is actually built and done and we're moved in. Then I want to talk about a new piece of gear that I got for the studio that I was hoping to get in place for today, but that didn't happen, and I'll tell you why when we get there. And then finally, we'll get to the what's in the box, right? So I have a package here. It's a nice size package. I haven't opened it yet. All the tape is still sealed on it. And I know who it's from, but I don't know what's in there. So we'll talk more about that. And that's the whole theme of what's inside the box. So that'll be the agenda for today. And of course, we'll go to the chat and we'll say hey and hopefully interact with you guys there. So let me bring the chat back up. And Ferris says, sorry, I thought this was one of the joint sessions between you and Joe. No, the last one we did was in May, and we're probably due again soon sometime. But you know, Joe's been pretty busy with some personal things, and all is going well on that front. So I'm glad to hear about that. But we've kind of been, just we've tabled that for now, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, no problem, Ferris. I'm happy you're here. UTR says lots of rain here in the last week or two. Yeah, I hear you, man. But we needed it, so we definitely needed it here. And Joe's probably at work right now, LOL. Yeah, probably. Work for Joe is work from home, but still, work is work, right? UTR says, I haven't seen your live streams in a while. Yeah, I mean, I don't do many. I don't do a weekly like the other guys do. My mantra has always been that if I don't really feel like I have anything worth saying, I don't, just want to go live and just babble, right? I feel like even when I do go live, sometimes I babble. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're here, and hopefully you'll enjoy today's stream. Hey, David. David says, I'm building my house too, getting the foundation done soon. Okay, so you are probably, I'm going to say about 6 weeks behind us then, give or take. I don't know what the building process is like or what the timelines are where you are, David. But if you recall the May stream I did the Friday before Memorial Day, I showed a picture of the house with, not a picture of the house, but a picture of the property with the foundation poured and all the hurricane supports in ground plumbing and things like that, ready to go for the framing. So that was roughly about a month ago, 3.5, 4 weeks ago. Back in April, I showed a picture of just the grassy lot with all the trees. So they had removed 56 trees off the property. And then a month later, we had a poured foundation. And here we are a month later from that. So that said, let's get right to that topic. So let me, just give me a second to prepare. Okay, so in the last video I shared a floor plan. In the last live stream, I shared my floor plan with all of you. And we talked about considerations and thoughts for networking and where to place things and stuff like that. And a lot of you came back and said, make sure you put a drop at least in every room, right? And a cat drop, category drop, Ethernet. And because I wasn't at that point, I was going to make sure we had good Wi-Fi coverage and, secondary rooms where I didn't really feel that a drop was necessary. But then the majority of the folks in the stream basically said, hey, you know what? Before the walls go up, it's wide open, do it. So, I thought about it and I agree. And so this is kind of what I've come up with now. Rather than showing you, let me just cue it. Rather than showing you another floor plan, with my cell phone, I did a walkthrough tour of the property. Now, the audio was pretty horrible, so I'm just going to mute that and just try to narrate it live as we go. So let me bring that up. It's about 5 or 6 minutes, but hopefully I'll keep your interest as I narrate it live. So here we go. 1 month after the foundation was poured, this is what we have. So as you can see, we have a fancy box with a roof. And I'm just kidding. We've made some pretty good progress here. Let me go ahead and roll it, and I'll narrate it as we go. So I'm just entering the property here, and I'm just looking at the camera and trying not to trip at the same time as you see the debris and stuff in the way. So as we enter the main living area, this is the grand room. I'll just give you an idea of the layout of the house first, and then we'll talk about it. So that'll be our kitchen area, our dining area. That's a screened-in room, but we're glassing it in to make it an all-year-round room. Behind all of the studding that you see here is the master bedroom and bath suite. Front office here. And then this is where we'll have a wall unit with the main TV. Over here we have a guest bedroom on the first floor with the guest bath. Looking in the distance, you'll see the garage. And then you see the steps through the studs that'll lead upstairs to another bedroom, bonus room / studio. So what we're going to do is drop a line somewhere in that ceiling area for a GWN 7630 access point. And then in the base cabinets of the wall unit, that's all going to be wall unit, I'm going to drop 6 Cat 6 lines. We're going to run Cat 6 throughout the house, below the TV in one of the cabinets. Moving to the front office, if we drop lines in that corner there, we're going to put a desk angled so that that desk will have a nice view out the front window of the house. So I'm going to put a drop there. If I'm honestly going to put 2, because if we're going to pull 1, I might as well put 2. It just makes sense. And we'll make our way into the master bedroom at this point. And I'm going to put a TV on the wall centered. And each TV location is going to have 2 Cat 6 and a coax. 1 Cat 6 in the event that we want to hardwire the TV, but most likely it'll be wireless. And the second Cat 6 is going to be for a 4x4 matrix switcher. I don't know if I'm going to actually install the switcher initially, but at least the house will be pre-wired for it. And that was a thought thrown out by Joe Trelli over at Controlling Tech. So I thought that was a great idea. And we'll just drop, again, like another Cat 6 there, probably 2. Again, if we're pulling 1, we'll pull 2. And that'll be down behind the dresser. In the lanai area here, this wall is the opposite side of the master bedroom. We're going to put another TV there. So again, 2 Cat 6 and a coax. And that'll probably be all for this room. As we make our way back into the house, in the kitchen area and in the dining area, I'm not going to do anything. That's the wife's domain, and per her request, I am just going to leave that area alone. Let's make our way into the guest bedroom on the first floor. Again, another TV location, so that's the third location, 2 Cat 6 and a coax there. And then on this exterior wall, again, we'll probably just drop 2 Cat 6 cables in a box. Let's make our way out and upstairs to the bonus room, which is going to be, we're going through the laundry room right now, up the steps to the bonus room, which is going to be my new office. Wait till you see the size of this. This is going to be my new office for Quik Tech Solutions / studio for YouTube. And closest to the window is where I'm going to have my desk set up with all the monitors, cameras, lights, and all the audio gear, audio video gear. Over to the left side here, I just want to have a flat top table where I could set up networking stuff, switches, routers, layout access points. So I'll probably drop 4 Cat6 cables in one of those bays on that wall. And then, like I said, moving to the front of the room, since the studio will be over here, I'll probably drop another set of 4 Cat6 in one of the bays here. And since we'll be pulling already up in this room, somewhere along this wall, probably drop another 4, probably go 2 and 2, 2 in the front part of the room and 2 in the back part of the room. We'll also be putting extra electrical up here too on separate circuits. As far as the access point, we'll put a GWN 7615 up here, somewhere in the ceiling, depending on where the fan and the lighting cans end up. Then I'll make the determination where that's going to go. In the walk-in closet, that's where I'm going to have everything terminate. So where I'm pointing now is where I'm going to put an on-wall rack. Now where I'm pointing is where the builder's going to install a 14 by 20 structured media cabinet. It comes with the house, so I'm going to have them do it. We have to get some additional studding in there, though. As you see, we're 24 on center, and we're going to need 16 on center to mount at least the media cabinet. Like I said, it comes with the house, and I'm going to have them put all the coax cabling in the structured media cabinet. They're pulling all the coax. I'm pulling all the Cat6. So all the Cat6 will come down into this bay here and then obviously terminated into the rack. Finally, we're going to run a coax from here. I'll probably do that one coax into the attic. And here I'm walking on the planks, trying not to fall off and also not trying to hit my head at the time. And I'm going to run that coax up into the highest area I can get in here for an over-the-air antenna so that I can pull down all the local broadcast channels. That antenna will run into a Tableau over-the-air DVR that will then stream. It's an over-the-air TV DVR tuner. It'll stream all of the broadcast channels out to the individual televisions. And then finally, I'm going to take you back downstairs for a second, because what I forgot to mention when we were on the first floor is I want to run another Cat6 obviously through the rafters there, out towards the backyard, probably outside for an outdoor access point that I'll locate underneath the rafters. Not underneath the rafters, underneath the soffit area. I'm not exactly sure where yet. And I don't even know if I'm going to put it outside. I might just put it in the actual lanai and keep it inside, but close to the exterior wall. So I just want to get good outdoor coverage. So that is my updated plan as of this point. And obviously it is subject to change, right? As once we get in there and we start doing it, you know, I might think, oh yeah, I meant to do this and I meant to do that. So, but that at least is the basis of what I plan to do. So I hope you guys like that tour instead of just looking at, you know, a floor plan with markings on it. Once I get the cabling done, I'll probably go through and do another walkthrough and show you like a final of what we actually did, and we can compare it and see how close it was to what I just showed you. So let's see if we have any other comments. Only one comment so far, and that is from, let me bring up the comments, Ferris Mustafa. And good question, Ferris. Are you doing any PoE cameras? And I really had a feeling that this question was going to come up because obviously you noticed I didn't say anything about running any category cable for surveillance. So here's where we are with this. As of right now, and again, anything is subject to change, I don't know. I would like to. I would like to at least run a couple for exterior cameras. However, my wife is not really a big fan of cameras and watching every little thing we do every time we're out in the yard, you know, being recorded, things like that. So to keep piece, and if you're married, I don't know if you're married, but those of you that are married, you know that there's always a happy balance, right? So I'll definitely put up some wireless cameras here and there. I don't know, maybe a video doorbell, but honestly, we live in a really, or we will be living in a really nice community. So I honestly don't necessarily know that it's a necessity. So I hope that answers your question. I'm still tossed about it. My thought process is, my mentality says the walls are open, run them to where you want them. And even if you leave them coiled up in the attic somewhere, at least you know that they're there if you decide to go that route. And again, that's probably what I'm going to do. So, but that's a great question. I appreciate it. So let's see. We got 5 people here and 4 likes. Okay, not bad. Thank you for that. Might as well just hit the like button animation. So, any other thoughts or comments on the walkthrough? And yeah, correct. Run them while you can. I probably will, which now it gives me something more to think about, like where would I want to place the cameras. So the next time I run up to the property, I'll probably just do a quick walk around and see where I think I'd like to put them. But yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that was the update on the actual house. You know what I want to do real quick before we move on to the next topic, which is the new gear. I do want to just show you guys, give you guys a little bit of a behind the scenes look at what's going on here in the studio, if you don't mind, and talk a little bit about what's running this live stream and powering everything. So I'm going to bring up my wireless camera, which is my cell phone. So just hold on one second. I just want to get it connected. So it's connecting over AirPlay to feed into the ATEM. I'm going to bring up Filmic Pro and let me cue that camera and then switch over to it. Okay, so what we're looking at here, just behind the scenes, just so you guys have an idea of what's happening. Actually, there's my Ender 3 V2 3D printer, and I've been having a lot of fun with that the last couple of days. But anyway, that's off topic. So what we're looking at here is my iPad's running a program called Mix Effect Pro, which is a totally rewritten version of the ATEM switching software, the ATEM control software for the iPad, but it can do everything that pretty much everything that the ATEM control software can do, but then some, right? It just expands upon it. And the creator is a guy by the name of Adam Tao. If you guys have Blackmagic switchers, then I definitely highly recommend taking a look at Mix Effect. I have the Pro version, but there is a free version that doesn't have all of the features, but yeah. But in any event, that's Mix Effect Pro running on the iPad. Then I have my Canon SL2, which is just in manual mode for streaming, and it's just another camera angle. In the back is my old iMac, which is just running a background for my SuperSource layouts. Then I have a monitor stack. I got YouTube up on the top, monitoring YouTube. My comments down below. That monitor is the monitor that does feed the ATEM. So anything that I bring up on screen is coming to you through that monitor there. Then I have my main camera, which is a Canon SL3. There's a Field World 7-inch monitor in the back. The Stream Deck, the standard Stream Deck. The ATEM Mini Extreme. My main driver, which is a 27-inch iMac. I'm running the ATEM control software on that. And you can see, because I have Mix Effect Pro working here, I'm monitoring my audio on the ATEM control software. And then in the background, you can probably see that I have companion running, and then all my audio is running through the DBX 286S. So again, I just wanted to give you that tour of the studio so you kind of know what's going on behind the scenes here on one of the live streams. So let me just stop that. Cool. All right. Let me just look up real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look up Adam Tao's YouTube channel and drop the link in the chat. So give me 1 second. Here it is. Okay. Let me just come into the chat and paste this. There you go. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Mix Effect, then just go visit Adam's YouTube channel. Okay, now what I want to do, give me 1 second, bear with me here. Okay. And that is not what I wanted to show you. Hold on a second. All right. Let me bring up. There we go. That's what I wanted to bring up. Okay. And I want to go here. That's what I wanted to show you. And let's switch. There we go. Okay. In fact, let's do this. Let's switch to that view there. And let me start my background, which I forgot to do. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I first came, not when I made the mistake of showing you what I didn't want to show you, but when I first came on with the super source layout, it was here. And I don't know if you noticed, but when I switched to this super source layout, it wasn't just a hard cut, but it was a nice smooth transition. And I can cut to a super source layout using the ATEM macro, which is that, but you saw the hard cut there as opposed to the soft cut there. We'll do that one more time. Hard cut, soft cut. So I have a couple of macros created to control super source right on the ATEM control software, but you can see that it's got the hard cut in it. And yes, I could program the transitions and everything into the macros. And if you've done anything with macros on the ATEM control, you know that there's a science behind it. So the Mix Effect app just basically makes creating those animated super source cuts really, really super simple. And that's what I like, simplicity. So, and then I'm controlling it all. That's where big companion's coming in, because I'm controlling the switching between the two with the Stream Deck, just one button. So, but anyway, what I wanted to show you was this right here. I talked about the possibly getting a 4x4 matrix switcher for the house. So that's why I'm pre-wiring. And this is the one I was thinking about getting for $500. I think it's pretty good deal. It comes with the main module and then 4 extenders / receivers. We can see along the back, there's your network port. Then it's got, well, let me start in the center here. It's got your 4 HDMI ins for your sources, and then it's got your outputs, right? So you got HDMI out, Ethernet out, and then you have your IR for your IR blasters as well. So 4 in and then 4 out, and I think that this is something I am going to invest in the future because it's pretty cool. Now we do most of our TV watching over streaming and capturing the broadcast channels, but I think it would still be cool to have a system like this in place if we ever did switch back to traditional cable. Instead of having a cable box located at each TV location, we just have one, pay for one, not 4, right? And just use the switcher. But I don't know, I might even just put a media player like an Apple TV connected to it and then just have access to that from you know, all the TVs. I don't know, but I did want to show you this. I thought it was pretty cool for the price. So yeah. All right, let's go back to the comments for a second. All right, so we don't have any new comments, but we have 8 people here and 5 likes. So say hey if you're here, folks. Let me know if you're here. And yeah, so now let's talk about, let me just grab a drink. Let me mute the mic so I don't bother you with the plastic sound. Okay, there we go. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about real quick, or I just want to show you, is I bought a new piece of gear for the studio. However, it was on back order, so I waited about 5 or 6 weeks for it. In the meantime, I bought all the accessory pieces for it, which came like from Amazon within 2 to 3 days. So I had the accessories, but I didn't have the actual device itself. So I was, as you can imagine, I was chomping at the bit to get the device. So when it finally came, I figured, hey, let me set it up and use it for this live stream. Well, that didn't quite work out. But what I ended up getting is this guy right here. And for those of you who don't know what this is a Blackmagic Design Hyperdeck Mini Studio. And I don't have a lot of experience with it. I basically know that it plays back clips. You can record to it. I need an SDI to HDMI converter. And as you can see, let me flip to camera number 2. See if you get a better view of it here. I know we're on a black desktop here, but let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So on the front of the unit, it's just got a little display and a menu knob. And you got your basic play, stop, pause, menu buttons here on the front. 2 SD card slots. Now you probably can't see it, but I already have an SD card slot in one of the an SD card in one of the slots there. We got venting on both sides. On the back of the unit, you got SDI out A, SDI out B, SDI in, HDMI out, remote in, and then you got reference out on the top, reference in on the bottom, a USB-C for controlling the device and the control software, a power port. Now, they did the unit for $690 some odd does not ship with a power cord, believe it or not. But it's a standard cord and probably have one laying around. However, I'm not going to power it that way. It does have an Ethernet port, which is also supports PoE, so it can be powered over PoE, which that was my intent. That is my intent, and that was my intent in the studio. So I already have the SD card in there, and as you can see, I have an SDI cable already connected to the back, and that's as pretty far as I got. And the reason for that is I bought the wrong converter. So I bought HDMI to SDI. I need SDI to HDMI. So I was all excited yesterday about hooking it up. I realized I came to a standpoint. So I'm debating on whether I should keep this or not. I have until July 3rd to return it. I did already go ahead and order the one that I do need. And they also do make bi-directional ones as well. But I ordered the SDI to HDMI 3G. So I was excited because the clips that I played, the opening clip and then the clip of the walkthrough of the house, I could have probably done an autoplay cut from the Hyperdeck, but that didn't happen. As far as the SD card that I'm using, it is 64 gig, high speed up to 170. It is an Extreme Pro SDXC UHS 1 card. And I think this was about 30. Was it $30? I don't know. Now I have to look. Now I'm either tossed between around $19 or $30. I'm not sure. I have to go take a look. But that's the card, and it does take two. Obviously, I needed an SDI cable, and I also bought a short HDMI cable to feed into the ATEM. So I was kind of excited about using this today in the live stream, but I guess those plans will be on hold for another time. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see. Let me bring up some comments on the screen. Give me 1 second. Hey, Jeremy from Practical IT. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here. I do appreciate it. Jeremy says, hey, I caught you during one of my WFH days. Very cool, Jeremy. Thank you for being here. Hey, guys, if you don't know Jeremy with Practical IT, give him a look. Let me put his YouTube channel down in the comments. Jeremy does some really neat things. He takes deep dives into Linux and stuff like that. I do watch his stream every Sunday morning, and I learn a ton from Jeremy. So hold on 1 second. Let me get his YouTube channel. There we go. There you are, Jeremy. Let me copy that. Yeah, when you look at his YouTube URL, it says Linux Man, and that is very apropos. Here we go. Here's Jeremy. There you go, guys. Definitely check Jeremy out. Good information. Hey, Keith, thank you for joining. Keith Bennett from Life Journey Productions, another great channel. Keith, congratulations on crossing the 600 subscriber mark. Good content. Let me look up Keith Bennett's channel for you guys. Keith is all about audio video. He does a lot of stuff with Blackmagic Design. He's done a lot of testing for the Mix Effect program that I was telling you guys about before. I've learned a lot from Keith. In fact, Keith just did a series on the Hyperdeck, and I think he did 6 plus a 7th or 5 plus a 6th bonus. I'm not sure. I think it was 6 plus 7. But in any event, he did a complete series on getting started with the Hyperdeck Mini from soup to nuts. So let me drop Keith's channel in the live stream as well. It's awesome to see you here, man. Let's see, 2 N's, 2 T's. I just want to make sure I spell your last name right. Yep. And paste. There we go. Keith Bennett. Check him out. Some really good stuff. All right, let's see who else is here. Zach says, for me, a drop in every room is best practice since the walls are still open, and I would consider, depending on regulations in your area, I would like to look at the kind of cables to use, like plenum or, and it looks like let's see, it got cut off there, but plenum or riser. Yeah, I'm going to be using the CMR riser cable. Zach, in my area, code doesn't require plenum in a residential build, but yep, be definitely using the CMR riser. Unky Joe's in the house. Unky Joe, welcome. Sorry about the YouTube notification. Not much I can do about that. And Unky Joe, I normally don't send out ahead of time, right? I don't normally schedule and manage streams ahead of time. I usually like to go live randomly anyway. Today I just tried something different because I threw together a little 5-minute countdown video to try to launch people into getting to the stream before I start. There's nothing more awkward than just hitting go live and you have kind of an idea of what you want to talk about, but you're kind of monitoring the stream and you see no viewers waiting. So you're sitting there live going, should I talk? Shouldn't I talk? Should I start? Shouldn't I start? So I tried this approach today of scheduling something 5 minutes, going live 5 minutes before with a little video intro, and we'll see how that works out. But glad you're here, Unky Joe. Glad you're here. Oh, you're welcome, Keith. You're welcome. All right, so I'm excited, Keith, to get started with that hyperdeck. I was so bummed out yesterday when I bought when I realized I bought the wrong converter. So, but in any event, the new one will be here in a couple of days, and we'll start playing with it. Okay, now next up, let's see if I do this without. There we go. Give me 1 second. There's so much here to manage. And let me just drop this down. Okay, I think I'm set now for what the title of this stream was all about. What's in the box? So let me put this box up on, you see it's a rather large box. Let me put it up here like that and switch to my overhead super source cameras there so you can see both. All right, so now the sticker gives it away, right? It's Synology. I knew it was Synology when it arrived, but a little sidebar. Let me just cut back real quick. I knew it was Synology when it arrived. I don't know what's in here. Obviously it's an NAS. I just don't know what model they sent me. So that's the whole what's in the box theme for today's stream. I figured all the tamper-proof tape I didn't touch yet. It's all intact. I figured we would find out together and what the surprise is. A little sidebar to why this is here. Back in February, I've made a connection with Synology. Thank you, Willie Howe, for the introduction to their marketing guy. We kicked up a conversation, a couple of emails back and forth, and things were good. And he's like, "Yep, man, I'll get you out some gear to do some videos on." And it kind of ended there. And then February, March, April, May, and I was thinking like, okay, like I guess maybe second thoughts, whatever. I have like over 30 some odd Synology videos on my channel covering all different topics, and they seemed pretty interested and liked what I did. So I wasn't sure why the gear wasn't coming. I dropped a few emails here and there, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, last week, this arrived, and to my surprise, when I got the notification from UPS. So anyway, it's here, and I'm curious to see what's inside. What did they send me? So I'm going to go ahead and open it, and as you'll notice now, I am not using my keys anymore. Several streams ago, Bob Carpenter, which I don't think he's here today, but Bob Carpenter was reminding me that if I get the glue from the tape on my keys, that it'll end up in my locks, and then I'll have problems. So Bob had sent me a super chat during that live stream to get myself a real box opener. And then lo and behold, one of my longtime followers, Dennis Pillow, sent me that wonderful knife that I just used to open the box. And so yeah, so no more using keys. So let's see if I get this out of here. Okay, one box to another box. Okay, let's see, what did they send me here? The DS 920 Plus. Awesome. Awesome. Let me look that one up real quick because I'm not too familiar with, I mean, I've heard of that model, but I don't know its specs. So let's take a look at the specs real quick. Let me just switch super source to, hold on a sec. Get this here. Bear with me. That goes there. This goes here. Okay, let's go here like that, and let's go to Synology's website. and then we'll get back to the opening of the box and take out the unit. So it's a DS920 Plus. I was kind of hoping that if they did send me anything, they'd send me the 1621. Okay, Joe, you have me, my mouth drooling for that device. Let's go up to IT Enthusiast, and yep, there it is, the DS920 Plus. So let's bring that up on the screen. Let's make that slightly bigger. Love mix effect. Just love that sliding super source cut. Okay, so the Disk Station DS920 Plus. By the way, I can't believe I didn't even say this sooner. If you haven't heard, which you probably have, Synology announced officially the release of DSM-7, and that will be available on next Tuesday on June 29th. They said it would be available from their downloads page if you want to go ahead and update. Now, I don't know if you're the type of person that has to have the latest and greatest immediately and just will go ahead and upgrade, or if you're the type of person that waits it out a little bit, see what users say about it, see if it is the release candidate, but I'm sure there are still certain things that are going to be worked out, although it's been in beta for quite some time. So I haven't played with DSM-7 yet because I only have, up until this point, one NAS, the DS216 Plus 2, and it's my production NAS as of this point, and it's doing a lot of stuff, so I wasn't about to put the beta on it in a production environment. However, now that I have this guy, I have some ideas as to what we're going to do. But anyway, let's go back to the specs. But yeah, next Tuesday, June 29th, the official release of DSM-7. Very, very, very exciting. Okay, let's see what we got here. So its CPU is a 4-core, 2 gigahertz burst up to 2.7. It's got cache acceleration. It comes with 2 M2 NVMe SSD slots. Nice. 15% performance boost, and it can be expanded up to 9 drives. So this is a 4-bay NAS, and it could be expanded, so you can add the DX517 expansion unit, which is 5 more bays for total of up to 9. Very cool. Let's see. Typical NAS, cloud, office, virtual machine manager. That's exciting because the DS216 Plus 2 does not support the virtual machine manager, so it's not an option that I could have loaded, and I've been wanting to, get familiar more with virtual machines. So in addition to eventually using Proxmox on a lab server, I'm definitely going to play with the virtual machine manager here in Synology. And then it just goes over all of the different items on the device, which we will do that together in person. So let me switch back to the other super source and continue with the out of the box. Real quick, let me just take a gander, see if there's anything going on in the comments. Oh, wow. Check it out. Hold on. Let me cut back to here. And Jeremy says, thanks for the mention, cooking up something special for Sunday's stream. Very cool, Jeremy. Very cool. Hey, did you get a chance to check out Zoho Assist that we were talking about? Just curious. Hey, Keith, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That was totally not necessary, but definitely appreciated it. Thanks for the shout out, and I hope I learn a lot more about networking. Let's Zoom privately to get your HyperDeck set up. Contact me. Hey, man, will do. I am the kind of guy that likes to plug away at it and get things done myself. So if I don't reach out to you during the actual setup and installation process and getting it up and running, I am sure that I will reach out to you with some, use cases and questions, especially the animated graphics. You have me so intrigued with the animated graphics, and that's one of the things besides the auto roll clips that I want to start to incorporate into my videos and my live streams is the animated graphics, and you do a great job. So I'm curious. I want to learn more about that. But hey, man, thank you so much for the super chat, and I appreciate you being here. Awesome. And there, again, talk about managing things, right? I didn't even realize I didn't have the chat up on the screen. But there you go, and thanks again so much. All right, let's go back to the overhead and let's continue with the opening. And Keith, anything that you want to, if you have any questions, man, about networking, I'm not a pro, I'm not a guru, but I'm sure I can help you out. I know you were talking about, you were intrigued with the RTMP server, so we can talk more about that. Even if you don't have a Synology device to run it on, you could run it just on a Raspberry Pi. In fact, I think our buddy there, who is it? Aaron Parecki, the RTMP server that he has in his closet, so to speak, is running on a Pi. I think he's running it on a Pi 4, if I'm not mistaken, but it can be done. You don't have to have a Synology to do it. All right, so that's everything in the box. I'm not even paying attention to what you can see and can't see, but that's why I have two different camera angles. All right, so let's open this guy first and see what's in here. And it's just the power brick, power cord. Here is an Ethernet cable, two Ethernet cables, right? Because there's two LAN ports. A little bag of screws, and I think that's everything here. Yep. Okay, so that's it. So you got your power adapter in this box here, two Ethernet cables, and some screws, and there's also a quick installation guide. So that's that. Then in the smaller box, let's see what we got. The other half of the power adapter. See, at least Synology sends the power cord Blackmagic design. You should heed that suggestion. However, I do love the fact that the HyperDeck is powered over PoE, and even if it came with a power adapter and cord, I would be running it over PoE. Okay, now pulling off the protective little bag cover, let's take a closer look at the DS 920 Plus. By the way, this little camera here, off to the side that I'm pointing to here, I never even thought to ask, is it in focus? Let me bring just that camera up for a second. Tell me if it's in focus, guys, because it's an SL2, so it doesn't have a clean HDMI out. And I never even thought to say, did I focus it on manual focus for this shot that it's taking. So let me just bring that camera up for a second. Just tell me, is that okay? Is that in focus? Is it good enough? All right, back to the multi-view. There we go. Let me just see what the comments look like. All right, so we got the 4 drive bays on the front of the unit, and let's see. It looks like, oh, there we go. Just lift up and they pop out. Looks like they're I know if you can't see that too well, but they're tool free. Just snap the drives into place and then snap the bays back in. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4 bays. Let's see if I can add a little light to the subject here. I don't have my overhead light working, so that's not really doing much, but in any event. All right, so what do we have on the front? So here, Here we have the power button, USB 3, and then all the status lights, disc 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the status light up on top. It's hard to see here, Synology logo on the side, on both sides. In the back of the unit, you got dual fans, dual 1 gig Ethernet ports. I guess they could be bonded for up to a 2 gig connection. You got eSATA, another USB 3 Kensington lock, and looks like a serial here. On the bottom of the unit, got removable tabs here. Interesting. So obviously you have your serial number, model number, and the tag. 4 feet for mounting on a desk. It's very lightweight. Obviously there aren't any drives in it, but wow, I'm very excited. So that's what's inside the box. So that was the big surprise. It's not much bigger, honestly, considering it's a 4-bay NAS. It's not much bigger than my DS216 Plus 2, to be honest. Now, that's all that was in the box. That's all that was in the original package. Synology did not send me any drives. I do have 2 4-terabyte drives that I took out. Those were the original drives that I had in the DS216 Plus 2 when I replaced them with the 10-terabyte drives. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do at this point. If I want to set this up with, I want to set this new device up with 4 drives for sure. I don't want to just be cheap and run out and buy 2-terabyte drives. I was thinking about buying 2 more 4-terabyte drives and setting it up with SHR1 so that at least I'll have 1 disk for protection and failing and stuff like that. And it would give me then probably 12 terabytes with 1 4-terabyte drive for redundancy. But I'm not sure, because then the thought crossed my head. I'm not really sure what the use case is going to be for this NAS yet. I know I have to do videos for Synology, obviously, which I will. But if I get to keep it, I'm not sure, you know, will it become my primary NAS, or will I just bite the bullet myself and spring for the 1621 Plus? Because I like the fact that the 1621 Plus has the card slot for upgrading to 10 gig networking, which is something that I want in my NAS. So I don't know if this is just going to remain a lab unit or what. I thought possibly pull out the 10-terabyte drives out of the 216 Plus 2, buy 2 more 10-terabyte drives, although right now with the price of drives, man, they're up there, and then just put the original 4-terabyte drives back in the 2-bay. So I'm not sure, but in any event, whatever I do, I'm pretty sure that this guy is going to load with DSM-6. I can't imagine that when I run the install, it's going to run DSM-7 right off the bat. So what I'll probably do is get it set up, installed with whatever version of DSM-6. I'll do a video on that setup, and then do an upgrade, do the upgrade to DSM-7 before I install any services or get this set up with any of the applications. Just do a clean upgrade right from DSM-6 to DSM-7. So that's my plan. And then we'll look at things like Synology Photos, which is the big buzz right now. Trying to do an alternative from Google Photos. And yeah, and there's a lot of new features on DSM-7. Like I said, I haven't played with it, but I have been following. So let me just put this aside for now. I'm very excited to have it. I definitely am. All right, let's go over to the comments and see what we got. So, Jeremy says, I looked over the info for Zoho, but haven't set it up yet. I'm thinking it might be a great solution for my work at the library. Yeah, Jeremy, I use it, like I said, I use the free version, and I've been using it to do my remote sessions for a couple of my remote clients, and I haven't had an issue with it. Actually, the biggest issue I had with it wasn't Zoho; it was the end user, the end user's ability to download the, click the link in the email and get that little utility installed. That was more of the roadblock than anything else. Once I got the user past that, I mean, the actual program itself works like a charm. Highly recommend it. Keith says the camera never changed yet. It looked in focus. Okay, good. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it. Hey, Ashley. Ashley Trelly, Joe Trelly's wife from Controlling Tech. Ashley, thanks for joining us, man. Thank you for being here. How's that logo coming along? How's that construction logo coming along for Andre? I can't wait to see it. Ashley is the one who put together my new Quik Tech Solutions logo with the looping optical cable, which we turned into a category cable by removing one of the conductors. Remember that, Ash? Anyway, thank you for joining us, Ashley. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. We got 5 people here, 6 likes, so that's pretty good. It's coming along good. Awesome. Thank you. I know Andre is going to be super, super excited. And I hope Joe's doing well. I know he's dealing with some things, right? And but I'll reach out to him later today. Is he doing his stream later tonight? Do you know? All right. Anybody else? Anybody have anything? Comments, questions, thoughts? We've been going at this now for about an hour and 10 minutes, and I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Remember, next Tuesday, June 29th, 2021, the release of Synology's official DSM-7. And hopefully, I'm not sure when I'll have the drives for this new unit that they sent me, but that will definitely a video that I'll be doing, and also be doing a video probably on Synology Photos. I'm excited about the new AI. There's automatic thumbnail generation, facial recognition, and smart albums. So it'll just detect the face and then just create an album of that person just by using the facial recognition software. So really, really cool stuff. Some of the other awesome features. I know the UI itself is really modern looking from what I've seen, and very sleek and a lot faster than DSM-6. They have improved login, passwordless authentication. They have support now for FIDO2, which is, if you're not familiar with the authentication process that FIDO uses, check out the FIDOalliance.org. In fact, let me put that in the comments if you want to learn more about that. It's what the secure authentication beyond, just using passwords. What else? It supposedly has support, 2FA support for, not 2FA support, but it also has support for Windows Hello and the macOS Touch ID. And one thing I really do like with the 2FA is you can actually mandate 2FA now for specific users and groups. So anyway, so that's some of the improvements with the sign-in process and 2FA. They've improved the drive handling process. I understand they have a faster repair mechanism. So when you're swapping drives and you have to do the repair, the process is a lot faster in DSM-7. And I wish I had that functionality when I did replace the 4 terabyte drives in the DS2 16+2, because when I swapped from the 4 terabyte to the 10 terabyte, I had to do it, one swap at a time. And I remember the repair process took hours, like not a couple hours, like 8 or 9, 10 hours per swap. So that's a good thing if it is faster on the repair process as well. when you do add new drives to, let's say, empty bays, I know there's a wizard or a guide that will guide the new users through the configuration process. So that's really cool. They got the whole hybrid cloud thing going on where, you know, it has like smart caching capabilities, whereas, you know, commonly used data or files will then remain available locally and just pushing the updates out to, you know, the cloud. So some really good things. Again, looking forward to getting started with the SM7 myself. There'll be quite a few videos. I know Willie Howe is going to be doing a ton of DSM videos, and if you really want to see, you know, someone dive deep, Willie's the guy to check out. But I could imagine, now that the word is out officially, that YouTube's going to be flooded now with Synology videos over the next several weeks and months. But take it in, man. Enjoy it. Take it while it comes. So, let's see. Ashley says, I think he plans on it, meaning Joe's stream. Awesome. See what I can do about joining him, Ash. You know, it is date night for me on Thursday nights. And usually when I do sign on to his stream, it's with my one earbud in my left ear while I'm sitting watching TV and sipping a glass of wine with my wife. So I'll do my best. And Jeremy, I don't normally catch your Thursday night streams, buddy, but I will see you on Sunday morning again. Keith, if you're still here, thanks for signing in and checking out the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm starting to get comfortable with doing this. I didn't seem, you know, as uptight as I normally am in the past, but let's see. Wifey doesn't want to watch Joe for date night. No, but Wifey is looking forward to you guys making a trip to North Carolina and hanging out like we talked about. Maybe that long weekend in Charlotte, or not Charlotte, in Charleston down in South Carolina, for sure. Look, that would be great. And if I do come up to Jersey in July, I'm not sure if I am, because the time frame, like I think I explained to you yesterday, the time frame when this trip is planned, and when I say it's planned, I'm not planning it, but my sister and brother-in-law are going up to Jersey to see my other sister and some friends, and I thought I would tag along with them in their car because I hate making that drive. I did it every month for 3 years, a few years ago, and I thought I would tag along with them since there was a vehicle going up in that direction. But it just so falls that the week that they're going is the week that my project manager said, the electricians will be done, the inspections will be done. I need you to get in there and do your networking pre-wire prior to the start of the drywall and installation being in. And that happens to fall that week. So if the build gets delayed for some reason, like we can't get windows because they can't install sheetrock and insulation if the place isn't closed up, then I probably will make a last decision and come up, and maybe Joe and I can meet and get over to, we talked about maybe meeting up and getting over to Micro Center, which would be really, really cool. But we'll see. Right now there's a backlog on everything, not only networking gear, but even in the construction business, building supplies are hard to come by and the prices are going up through the roof. So in the event we get a delay because we couldn't get windows or something, I may be doing that trip with Joe over to Micro Center, so we'll see. But absolutely, Ashley says, I'll join her for wine date night and you and Joe can go live. There we go. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank you all for being here. We have 6 people still here with us, so thank you for being here. I know it's the middle of the day. Thank you, Keith, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Everyone, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Stay well, stay healthy, and as always, we'll see you next time.